Welcome back to another beautiful Thursday night. I'm Super Fox.
I'm Scooter.
And welcome to Smash Bros. Once again.
I know it's a good night.
It is a good night.
Yeah.
I mean, week 3 of NACE, ISU versus Mizzou. I like Mizzou. It's a fun word. I don't know why.
It's Missouri.
Yeah, but Mizzou. It's like classy,
Missouri
but like
University.
I don't know.
Mizzou.
But like you have like ISU where
the
it feels
Mizzou.
like
The
Mizzou.
Mizzou.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah.
That makes sense. But anyways, as for Smash Bros. Tonight, we got a pretty good lineup for both teams.
Yeah, so looking into just a little bit of the stats, we actually have a opponent in common. So last week, if you guys tuned in for our match, we played against Mavericks is what we call them. It's Minnesota State University. Very close match. We ended up losing that one 0-2. We took them down to less than about 3 stocks, I think, of every time. And so very back and forth matches. We ended up only losing 0-2, though, or unfortunately losing 0-2. And
there was that, and as well, the thing is one thing that we forgot to mention as well is we actually had some lag issues and stuff beforehand.
Yeah.
So if you did tune in, we had like a solid 15 to 20 minutes where we were sitting trying to figure out what was the best for us to play with lag and them to play with lag. And so I think even us being shaken and stuff, it could, while we did lose 2-0, I feel like at the same time that's not necessarily fully reflective of how we could have and probably should have played against them.
But if you look on the side of Mizzou, they ended up playing them week 1 and actually ended up winning 2-0 against them.
That is true.
So while we don't know exactly how close it was because NACE only just says, oh, this team won, it doesn't say by how many stocks or what the score was, we do get to see that they did end up winning 2-0. So that is a little bit unfortunate in ISU's favor.
That is true. And one of the things as well is I can't fully remember, but I believe Mizzou was one of the opponents that we did face and actually stream last season, and we did unfortunately lose to them 2-0 as well. And so it's one where I think, honestly, with how much effort and a lot of the downtime that we've had and the players have been able to practice and really get into it all, I think that we should put up a much better fight this time around.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, sitting right in front of us right now, they're practicing already. So you can see that they put in a lot of time, and we've gained some new players as well. I think they've made some great additions to the team, just in variability that we've been able to play with. And so looking into it, it's there's a lot more. We've had a lot of improvement since last semester. So it could be completely different, even though we did unfortunately lose to them 2-0 last semester.
That is true. And so I'm excited to see the matchup. It should be a lot of fun, and it'll be interesting to see who ISU brings out first. And what are your predictions on that?
So just doing a little bit of snooping, looking at a lot of the ISU Super Smash Bros. Discord chats.
Okay.
I know our Ice Climbers is in contact with Mizzou a lot. I'm pretty sure Noodle is one of the guys that he talks to a lot who is a part of Mizzou.
Yes.
And so it is pretty interesting in my mind I wouldn't be surprised if he believes, oh, yeah, Noodle's going to go first. I want to go first. I want to get the one-on-one. And so I could see something along those lines.
Yeah, and that's one thing that's kind of interesting as well is, especially when you get to this collegiate level of esports, is you tend to kind of run into the same people. You tend to know a decent amount of the players on some of the other teams. You get to connect with them. And so it's kind of fun to hear that while, yes, we might be enemies in the moment, we still can be friends after the game, after the fact.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that you just get to know, especially in general with competitions. You just get to know them, and it's I might have to play against you. That I'm going to try to win.
Yeah.
But otherwise, hey, you're a really cool guy. I want to just talk with you. We can then talk about strategies. It's just really fun.
Yeah.
And so esports is definitely one of the things that's really cool because that already happens in normal competitions. But now it's all throughout the entire U.S. because everyone's connected online.
Yeah, and it's really cool because we do get to connect in that very different way compared to regular sports. It's really you see each other during the hour and a half before the games when you're both on the court or the field doing warm-ups or whatever. And so it's cool that we get to see that even though we are miles apart, we can still connect and make friends, but also, have some friendly competition.
Yeah, I think that's one of the coolest things. In my opinion, it's one of the cooler things about esports in general is that we're able to do that. You're able to compete with, some of the top tier all throughout the nation, and it's not you have to be in person to compete with them.
Yeah.
So.
It is very cool. And speaking of competitions as well, we do have a big one coming up. We have the Big Sky Tournament on Sunday, March 1st. And that is something that we will be streaming here on the channel. Scooter and I will be hosting Rocket League. And then our co-hosts, Derek and Wendy, she goes by Lunar Potatoes, will be casting Overwatch.
Yeah, so it's just Overwatch and Rocket League. I just want to restate that so people don't get mixed up.
And so it's one of those where we will be kind of running it the full day. I'm not sure exactly when it starts. I think that's something that we're kind of still figuring out. But at least from what we're thinking is I think Rocket League will probably be what we start off with for the stream, and then we'll just kind of bounce back and forth between the two as the day progresses.
Yeah, and I mean, just going off of what happened last year, both the Overwatch team did relatively really well, and I know our Rocket League made it to the championships.
Yeah.
So definitely tune in. Could be very interesting. But looking back onto today's match, one thing that we always like to do, just a little fun fact, I looked it up beforehand. I actually didn't tell this to Tristan because he ruined it on Tuesday.
Bad.
Okay, Rocket League, we do how far is the drive. But for Smash Bros, how far do you think a bike ride to Mizzou is?
Mizzou, so you said
Missouri. University of Missouri. Wow.
Where is that located in the U.S.? It's like more central, right?
I forgot. You're terrible at geography.
Like
near Kansas City.
It's
near Kansas City. Do you know where Kansas City is?
Where the Chiefs are? But like
I hate that
I don't know where
you're
they're
able to. Okay, I was gonna say if you knew exactly where they might be based off of knowing, the Chiefs are there, I might have been a little infuriated.
Yeah, see, I am.
Do you know where Texas is?
Yes, I know where Texas is.
And then you know where Oklahoma is, right?
Just above it, yes.
It's just above it. It's to the right on the map of that.
Oh, okay, so it's about there. Like 3 inches on the map. That's probably like a 2.5 day bike ride, I'd say. I could easily do that. 2.5. Easily. In my prime. Why are you laughing at me? What is it?
No, in your prime, you might be 6 days. Because it is
4
days, 20 hours.
4 days?
I don't think you realize how you're
like
biking.
I could go fast on a bike.
It's desert. It's mainly desert.
I could pedal.
It's mainly desert.
And it looks like kind of taking a little bit of a sharp turn. Sorry about that. But we actually do have the first matchup of the evening. It will be ISU's Ice Climbers versus Mizzou's I was going to say Dire Wolf. It's Wolf. Sorry. Wolf is the character. I want to say Dire Wolf because that's what I thought of for Rocket League. But
Dire Wolf is from Fortnite.
Well, he's in Fortnite, but also the Dire Wolf wheels in Rocket League. See, I got cars on the brain.
You're an Epic Games stan, and I don't want to hear about it. Anyways, that's okay.
Yeah.
We were right on Ice Climbers.
We were, yes. I do like that prediction.
Wolf is pretty fast. He's got some really, you think they're close range. Oh, we're getting straight in.
I like it.
I like this. He's got some relatively close ranged attacks, but they could still slash pretty far, if that makes sense. And so Ice Climbers definitely needs to make use of staying as far away as it can, attack when possible, get into a good combo.
And it looks
like this.
We
Holy
are
cow.
getting into that combo immediately right off the rip. Ice Climbers doing a great job, being able to freeze him as well. Get huge amount of damage.
Oh my goodness, what
the
a
second
combo.
Freeze. Oh my.
117. Wolf only got Ice Climbers to 4%. What a great start for ISU right now.
And it looks like we are able to hit him once again. He's probably in killing range, honestly, if we're able to get a decent enough attack here.
He is already smoking. So if you guys didn't remember, or if you don't know this, or you've forgotten already, when the character is smoking, or you can see it around his icon towards the bottom, that does entail that he is able to be smashed off the screen.
And so that's one thing that we're definitely looking for. We almost had a good move there, but Wolf able to dodge that very well. I think as long as the Ice Climbers really stay diligent and stay enough, and there we go. Wow. What
Great
a play
start.
from Nana.
I mean, already taking, was it Nana or Popo that got the
It was
final
Nana
hit?
that actually
It
got
was?
the one, which was
Okay.
kind of fun to watch.
I'm glad you were able to notice that, because I sometimes when it gets very close, it is very hard to see that.
And so, for those of you who don't remember, the Ice Climbers, since they are two separate characters, they actually do have names. We got critiqued about that the first week because we didn't know that. But Popo is the darker shirt one, and he's the one that actually you see the damage counter for on the screen. And
Ice
Nana
Climbers
is the
already getting
secondary.
them to the Wolf to 81%, a huge start in favor of ISU. I mean, already taking, you can see Popo just trying to take charge. Wolf was trying to separate the two, trying to make a little bit of a difference, and you can see our Ice Climbers player, what was one thing we were talking about last week was when a lot of people are just targeting Nana, like you could still hit 1 or 2 shots with Popo. It's exactly what he's doing right now, and he's taking advantage of it, getting Wolf already to 125%.
And it looks like he was pretty far down. He
That
is
was
able to recover.
great
That was
recovery.
definitely really close, but we do get a good hit there, and we might be able to possibly knock him off, keeping our 3 stocks currently, and there we go.
Wow, what a
huge
great
play.
job by our Ice Climbers.
Absolutely dominant performance early on in this match, and once again hitting another crazy combo,
crap.
just like we
Oh
saw.
my goodness, an
Wow.
amazing combo.
I mean,
Holy cow.
And just like that,
see,
we do get
that
knocked
is one
off.
thing with Wolf is he's just his slashes is what I'm just gonna call him. I don't entirely know. I can't remember what the actual term for it is. Just his basic
Oh, wow,
melee,
what a play
very
there.
damaging.
I don't know if you saw that, but that was a great play by Ice Climbers. We actually had Nana in the front, so when Wolf grabbed, he actually grabbed the wrong one, and we were able to attack him right off the rip as well because we can control them separately. And looking at that replay, here we go. So, yeah, we get him off the ledge here, and then we were able to shield and protect ourselves, but he grabs the wrong one, and we're able to actually attack based off that. What
Man,
a great
I
play.
mean, because if you think about it, we only get to technically control Popo, or the darker blue. So by him grabbing Nana, the lighter blue, we're
Yep.
still able to control and take that and is able to hit, right?
Yeah.
If he had ended up grabbing Popo, he wouldn't have been able to do that because the character he is controlling
is the one that
is
got
the one
grabbed.
that's getting grabbed. So it was very beneficial the way that that our Ice Climbers was able to align himself. We're up 2 stocks right now against Mizzou.
Which is a huge positive for us, and I love to see it.
I mean, compared to last semester when we were playing against them, if I'm correct, I don't think we were able to take the lead once.
Yeah.
So being able to, I think it was a great matchup for Ice Climbers. Wolf is very fast. He's able to hit very hard, but he can, if he gets stunned or frozen, like we saw right there, mainly stunned, it's very hard for him to break out, if that makes sense, because he's a little slower of a character. He's very fast with his dashes, but besides that, he's a bit slow of a character to attack. And so it was a pretty good matchup, and I think our Ice Climbers was able to take advantage of that heavily.
And I'm curious if that's something that we talked about pregame as well, because like you were saying, since we know them a little bit, we've played them, we probably know a couple of their players and what they're going to play. I wonder if this is something that we anticipated, and we were like, okay, Ice Climbers versus Wolf would have been the perfect matchup.
Okay, next matchup. I just saw a glance of it. We're getting in right now. It is against We Fit Trainer.
Oh, We Fit Trainer. I like to see it. Honestly, I have always considered We Fit Trainer somewhat of a meme character, but at the same time, I do feel like
He's also pretty good.
Exactly. So it's one of those things where if you know how to play them and you know all the combos and stuff, you're really able to get some crazy damage.
And I do like, it's a pretty good matchup in perspective of Missouri because they have to get close, right? Ice Climbers do. And they're relatively small, so if you can get a lot of chip damage, stay away, don't get falling into any combos, you're going to be able to definitely take advantage of the mismatchup.
And it looks like we are doing a pretty good job. I mean, both sides are pretty close. It seems like their We Fit Trainer definitely is liking their side B with that soccer ball head, but it is something that they seem to be doing a lot of, which honestly is a good play for them overall, and they do take advantage of that healing as well.
So the healing move that Wii Fit Trainer does is if he times it right, he is able to take back a couple percentage depending on where he times it. And so he could actually technically heal himself. Now, it takes a long time, but in the very end, if you do it so often, it can make a difference in a match.
It can. And one of the things that we forgot to mention as well is we did lose our secondary Ice Climber. Now that Nana's out, we don't have as good of recoverability, which we just saw there. So unfortunately, we weren't able to get back up on the stage, but we are back to full strength, and hopefully we're able to get at least one, if not two stocks off on this Mizzou Wii Fit Trainer.
Yeah, so one thing that I will say that the Wii Fit Trainer has been doing a very good job of, especially because he's able to use that long range, we are protecting Popo a lot, right?
Yes.
Using Nana. But a lot of that chip damage over time adds up, and he was able to take care of Nana very easily last stock. And so that's why he was able to split them up, and you can see him still trying to split them up. You can see Nana barely able to make it all the way back. She's already taken a lot of damage.
And it's one of those things where it's hard to tell as well because you can't actually physically see her damage percentage bar, but the way that she flew off after that attack means that she's probably pretty close to being killable.
Yeah.
But we are able to get a great attack there, and we do take down one of their stocks.
I mean, that's amazing for ISU in the long run, just being able to get one stock off, especially in a matchup that is relatively hard for Ice Climbers because of the move sets that we've been able to see and the patterns that we've been able to see, the combos that this Wii Fit Trainer is playing. So getting one stock, getting a nice couple hits on him right here, we might be able to push for getting a second. Huge for the favor of ISU.
We do definitely need to do a bunch of damage right now since our Nana is low. I mean, we are within killing range, and so we need to really be cautious of that. And it looks like Wii Fit Trainer is trying to attack that, but we almost have him off.
Yeah, Wii Fit Trainer started to try to focus, trying to get that soccer ball on Nana, and you could see Popo, he's like, hey man, I'm the main character here. I'm just going to hit you. Like, don't forget about me, and he definitely took advantage of that.
Oh, wow, what a
he survived.
ledge protection there.
That was insane.
He is able to survive. We are able to just barely get up. We do get hit with that soccer ball. Is this the end for us? And no, not quite. We are able to get back on the stage.
That was really good recovery from our Ice Climbers right there. He's at 170%, and he's barely staying in this. I mean,
wow, we are living on the edge, as some would say.
Oh, he hit that!
He hit that
wow.
with the soccer ball. Wow, that's very
impressive.
impressive. I will admit that was very well played.
Fully off the screen too.
It's one of those where we are still up a stock, but I wish we could have just gotten one more off the Wii Fit Trainer. They were so close.
We did have the Wii Fit Trainer at 100, I think 106, 107%.
Yeah.
And so being able to get him that high and not get that last stock does hurt it a tiny bit. But nevertheless, Selke, our Ice Climbers player, huge shout out, took 4 stocks off. I mean, and went up against a relatively hard match for Ice Climbers.
Yeah, so that was very well played. We know Wii Fit Trainer is their next. Who do you think ISU is going to bring out?
I wouldn't be surprised if we go with Yoshi.
I could see that.
I guess we could try to pull out our Pikachu player.
That's true. I mean, Yoshi and Pikachu are both pretty quick, so they can match the energy of Wii Fit Trainer, which I feel like would be kind of fun. But at the same time, I also wouldn't be terribly surprised if we brought out like our DDD or a Piranha Plant or even our Bowser, just then we have a heavy hitter to possibly keep them away.
I was mainly saying I'd go with Yoshi just because Yoshi also has some pretty long-ranged attacks.
Okay, I can see that.
Because I feel like Yoshi, very fast.
Yep.
And he's got his, I can't remember, he just shoots the rainbow egg. What's that attack called?
I mean, it says up special. I don't remember the actual attack, but
he is then able to move around very fast. And when you're playing someone like Wii Fit Trainer, where they have a lot of long-range attacks and their melee does a relatively good amount of damage, having somebody that's able to be fast, they can dodge those really high damage and keep up with a lot of those long-range attacks, I don't think is a bad play. I wouldn't be surprised if they did pull out, like you were talking, with the Piranha Plant. I think he's a very good choice too because he also is able to move around relatively quickly, does a lot of damage, can use his smoke screen to try to, disassociate with a lot of those long-ranged attacks. But we will see who they decide to pick.
It's one of those where I feel like our roster is very stacked overall, so it's always fun to see the strategy behind everything to be like, okay, we feel like this is the best player to pick against that. And so it's one of those where I'm excited to see what ISU brings to the table.
Yeah, I mean, that's the one thing that I would critique if I had to critique anything about our rosters. We don't have anyone who has an immense amount of long-ranged attacks. We have heavy hitters, we've got fast, and we've got really good balance, but no one for a long-ranged, profile.
That's true.
Like a Link, if that makes sense, or a Toon Link specifically, they're relatively really good at having those long-ranged attacks, but we have a lot of players who specialize in being well around, if that makes sense.
Yeah, which makes sense. And it's one where it'll be interesting to see as our program builds and develops if we tend to find some of those players. Because it's one of those where I feel like Smash Bros. Is one of those where you play the game and you usually choose a character early on, and that's someone that you try to specialize in, rather than halfway through it's like, oh, I need to help out the team. We need someone long range. I can play someone long range. Usually it's more, I main this character. I feel like I would fit in with the team dynamic.
I feel like it's one of those games that it's like it feels weird to go for the meta. Try to learn the meta or the best character, because it's very arguable who the best character is. But just being like, oh, this character's the best, I'm going to pick him. It's you just end up picking one, and you're like, I'm going to play that character.
And would you look at that, we do bring out our Yoshi. You've got some knowledge of this game so far.
I just pick up on patterns. I noticed our Yoshi player really likes to play a lot of long-ranged and also get close when he can, and that's exactly a good calm way to go against what the Wii Fit trainer was doing.
And it looks like already we've gotten a pretty good amount of damage on him, but right there, Mizzou is able to really come back and combat it and almost do the exact same right back to us.
Oh, he almost got the second attack right there. You can see what he's trying to do. He's definitely trying to ledge guard. Be very aware of that soccer ball. It bounces so much, and it does relatively good amount of damage. It is very unfortunate to be on the receiving end of that soccer ball.
Yeah, and it's one of those as well where I feel like you can slightly aim it as well with Wii Fit Trainer. It's one of those where it's hard to do, but depending on how high you are, he does kind of like angle it down. So if you get really good at knowing exactly the angle in which it travels, you can usually hit most of your shots.
Yeah, and you can see this Wii Fit Trainer, what he's trying to do a lot of the time is use that soccer ball. We have to jump over it. And he then gets underneath where you're trying to go and tries to use an up special, an up attack, and take some damage while you're unguarded.
Exactly. So it's one of those where they've been doing a very good job at trying to keep us in their grasp. While we may not get hit by the soccer ball, he does throw another attack at us, like that sun attack. At least I think
it's called.
Something along those
that's
lines.
Correct.
But he's been doing a very great job at controlling where we are and knowing where we are.
Yoshi's still alive at 202%, by the way.
He's
very wow. 214.
The fact that we have been able to survive this long is very impressive. And
oh my, 231
again, but the recoverability of Yoshi is insane, and we might be trying. We're trying. Oh, he does get that stage spike though.
Okay, it is 8-8 now. Missouri, a little bit of a comeback, but they're still at 81%. Yoshi can make some magic happen, get a couple combos going. Could definitely swing this back in ISU.
Oh, and it looks like just as we were saying that, once again, it is back to a pretty even slate. Unfortunately, the Wii Fit trainer's been doing a great job at keeping us at bay and controlling exactly where we are. And so it's been really tough to try to really combat that, and just like that, we do get hit with that soccer ball once again.
I mean, what can we say? Like, Yoshi, he's trying. You can see, because he's trying to...
Oh, wow, that was impressive. The fact that the soccer ball was still there and he was able to hit it once again gave extra damage and
it bounces back off of him and back into the Yoshi 3 times, if I'm correct, on that play.
Wow, so that was impressive to watch and very unfortunate that we were on the receiving end of that. But great timing, great placement by Missouri's Wii Fit trainer.
But as I was saying, with Yoshi, he's dodging the soccer ball, which is what you basically need to do. Otherwise, you're just going to take too much damage and you get the knockback. It's just the fact that with Wii Fit...
Oh, we got him off the ledge there. That was a great play.
He must have just barely lost his invincibility frames then.
Either that or we just barely hit that hitbox. So that was a very well thought out play by our Yoshi.
I mean, great time to have that happen too. He's at 109%, but he at least got a nice stock on this Wii Fit trainer, who's still at 40%, which in case you guys didn't know, that's probably one combo right now for Yoshi if he's towards the edge.
That's true. It is one of those where we do have the edge still. Unfortunately, we have taken a lot of damage, and that
Yoshi
soccer ball
already back to
still
160%. That is...
But we do get a little bit. Are we able to...
66% damage. It's pretty good. He just needs to make a little bit more.
He does.
There you go. Can you get one more?
We're trying to get one more, but those soccer balls are absolutely lethal.
The soccer ball's range is so good, too.
It is.
I just want to point that out. Like, it launches all the way across the map, basically.
It does, and it is. Oh, we were able to dodge both of those. Wow, what a close one, but the Wii Fit trainer able to just barely get that hit in the air and push us out, and now we are down one stock.
Still not terrible for ISU. You're only within one stock. This Wii Fit trainer, he's got it down.
He does, yes. The fact that he was able to not only control where we were from dodging the soccer ball, but also be able to use a secondary attack and either kind of like dash in and attack us or use that like sun orb to be able to hit us from a distance as well was very impressive.
I mean, at this point now, from the perspective of ISU, you need someone who can take away a stock as fast as possible without giving one up. Who do you think we're going to put in?
It's one of those where it's tough to say, but I think either our Piranha Plant would be a good choice for that because he hits very heavy and is also a heavy character in general, so I feel like he would be pretty good against that, or I could see our Pikachu as well.
Okay, if I had to choose between those two, I'm honestly going to go Pikachu just because he's made it. I feel like all of these players are practiced a lot, but the character that has known, the person who knows their character the best, I think, so far out of everyone left is our Pikachu player.
I would agree with that. It's one where he's definitely new to our roster this season, but that doesn't stop the fact that he is still very impressive to watch. I mean, the first couple days that we even have casted, this is only week 3, and we've seen him already play very, very well at the collegiate level. I don't even know. It's one of those where I don't know if he played in high school or if this is his first time, but so far he's had a great debut season.
Yeah, I mean, Steve, if I'm correct, is his gamer tag. Phenomenal. He knows his stuff. We've seen him just conversing with the team in front of us and giving a lot of advice to each of the players. He's very good with his recoverability and his maneuverability, and he knows his attack set very well.
Yes.
So it is very impressive to see for a person who is new to the esports team to make this much of an impact already.
I would agree as well. I mean, last season, I can't remember exactly. We had a couple wins. I think some of them definitely came from not necessarily bye weeks, but forfeit, just because unfortunately the match couldn't be held. I can't remember. I think we won our first week when we streamed it, but I can't remember if we won otherwise. But
we didn't. Not a match that we streamed after that. That was
that is true. But we do have the Pikachu, so you were definitely correct with that one once again. Yippee! Man, what a knowledge there to be able to really pull that out.
What?
Just the fact that you've been able to really predict each player very well.
Anyways, get on to this. Pikachu already taken up to 28%, but he's getting some pretty good melee combos onto this Wii Fit trainer, trying to stay close. The farther that you're going to get, the more likely he's probably going to end up using that soccer ball just to try to make you flustered, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And so Pikachu
tried for that.
Really trying to get that edge on him, putting him up to 63%. Very impressive so far.
Oh, that was good recovery there. We are able to perfectly dodge that. So that's one thing that if you haven't fully noticed yet, if you're able to dodge an attack perfectly, it kind of does like that little noise.
Oh my goodness!
Immediately right off the rip.
Wow.
Wow, our Pikachu bringing the energy tonight.
I mean, I was saying we need someone to get them out as soon as possible. He listened to that perfectly.
Exactly what we needed. Being able to really get him off the edge and control it very high percentage-wise, and then being able to get that spike. Wow, what a play.
Oh my goodness.
That is exactly what we needed.
You know, sometimes I'm afraid of the caster curse, and that proves it that I shouldn't be afraid anymore, because that was exactly what we needed to have happen.
That was. What a showing. Once again, I mean, as you were saying beforehand, he's new to the team, but he has made an impact, and we love to see it.
Yeah, so now it is 6-6. It's a tie game
It
at
is.
halfway through, at the halfway mark, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
If you had to, I mean, we don't entirely know their roster, but just give me someone. Give me someone out of a popular character that we've seen before.
Huh. Because I know last week we predicted that the team would have a Min-Min, but they didn't. So I wouldn't be terribly surprised if we saw that. Maybe a Joker tends to be another one. And so I think someone where Pikachu tends to be a little bit more close range, kind of as we saw. He does a decent amount of melee damage and then is able to get a spike. I mean, he has some of those longer range attacks, like the one where he sends the electric ball that kind of spins around, or he has like the thunder attack. But I think someone who has a little bit more range is I think what Mizzou is going to probably put in.
I'm going to go against that.
Okay.
So we just played Wii Fit Trainer. You know, Wii
Yeah.
Fit Trainer specializes in long ranged. You see how that
Okay.
turned out for him?
I guess that's true.
So I'm going to
Yeah.
predict it's someone that uses a lot of melee attacks.
Okay.
But I could be very wrong. I've been pretty good on my predictions so far, so it's about to not happen.
Yeah,
if
you're
that
about
makes
to
sense.
get it switched up. But if you had to give a player, you said melee specific.
Yeah.
Who do you think that would be?
Technically, Min is melee specific. So I'm
I
going to
guess
go with
that's
Min.
true. I wouldn't be surprised. I can't remember if Mizzou
I think
is
Mizzou
the
had
one.
I think Mizzou had a Min last time we
I
played.
think so. I don't fully remember.
Okay, I mean, I'm not mad with this. I'm not mad
Cloud,
with this.
okay.
I wasn't wrong
You weren't?
on the melee part. I was half right, and I'm going to take that as much as I can.
That is true. And so immediately right off the rip, we're able to go just because no one has any leftover stock, but absolutely great opening from Mizzou and their Cloud player.
Yeah, I mean, he was just really able to, hop on it, if that makes sense. Very fast, very quick, and he was able to take control of that combo really fast. He's already at his limit bar, which is huge for Cloud. We're going to see if he tries to pull it out,
And it looks like he does. He is able to get Pikachu off with that one. So for those of you who don't know how Cloud plays, the way that it works is he has that limit bar, and as you can see, he attacks and it charges up. When it is full, his attacks they get like a buff. So either he gets more knockback, he gets more damage, he gets more range on some of the attacks as well. And so it's one where we have to definitely be careful on exactly when he has his limit and try to make it so that he uses the wrong attack just like that.
And one of the other things about Cloud with his limit bar is he can charge it as well.
He can, yes.
So you really need to make sure you're not giving him some space so that he can charge it. And
Yeah.
so it's one thing you have to be aware. That's the one thing that I do like about Pikachu going against Cloud, is Cloud's not going to have too much time unless we can see like that where Pikachu is just too far back away trying to recover.
Oh, great ledge guard from Cloud here. He might be trying to go for that exact same attack, and it looks like he might be able to just get us off and keep his limit possibly for this next stock.
Remind me if I'm wrong. Does Cloud's limit reset when he dies?
That's one that I don't fully remember. But
If I'm correct, I think it does, but I could be very wrong.
I think so as well. It's one of those where either it fully resets or it goes down to like halfway. Because I know with the actual like smash meter, so when you're playing casual, you can have the smash and get your ultimate smashes. When you have those and you had your smash meter but you do die, it resets to halfway. So it's one of those where I don't know if it is that concept or if you just fully get reset, because I think it really just depends on the character.
Well, our Pikachu player really showing out a lot of the maneuverability that comes with Pikachu, being able to dodge a lot of these attacks and maneuver around Cloud, really kind of limiting him so far to speak for the last 10 seconds. I really probably shouldn't be saying anything because as soon as I said that, we finally took some damage. But, I mean, I still think our Pikachu player definitely playing very good. This Cloud player from Mizzou playing fantastic as well.
I would agree with that. It has been a tough matchup for our Pikachu. I mean, Cloud just does so much damage with his attacks, and unfortunately, we haven't really figured out the maneuverability up until just recently. And so it's one where I feel like we were just a little bit shaken and thrown off early on. And if we had been able to really understand the full extent of everything early on, this would have been a much different match.
Yeah, Mizzou's Cloud player was able to get really fast, if that makes sense. He was able to assess the situation and get a really good combo really fast, and had already put our Pikachu over 80% immediately at the start of this match. And it has made a difference. Our Pikachu fighting back, getting a stock right there. Very good, too.
If we are able to get one more stock, I would call that a win for ISU. It has been a hard-fought battle, and we are, unfortunately, at over 100% now. So any hit, especially one with Cloud's Limit, will probably push us over the edge.
I mean, we're still fighting. We're trying to make sure he doesn't get to charge that limit because that's made a difference. But you can see he's already fully back on the limit. That is one of the hardest things to play against a Cloud with, is just being able to use that limit and recharge it whenever he gets a break.
Exactly, and so he did use that, but unfortunately we do get hit there with, I believe that is one of the kind of dash attacks, and ISU down 2 stocks now. Down to our last player. Who do you think we're bringing out?
I think Cloud's very fast, and I believe their Cloud knew exactly what he was doing. But one thing that happens with Cloud that we could see he was playing a lot into was the knockback from a lot of those attacks.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if we try to bring out somebody one a little heavier and a lot more heavy hitting, because we did get a good amount of hits on them. It's just Pikachu doesn't do a lot of damage for every hit of his.
Exactly.
So if we can get somebody that can get a lot of damage in a couple hits, it could make a huge difference.
I think so too. So that being said, we have Bowser, we have DDD, we have Piranha Plant. Those are the 3 that we have left. Which one do you think fits this scenario the best?
I wouldn't be surprised if they pull out Piranha Plant. It makes sense. We've seen Piranha Plant more. Do I think a more fun option would be Bowser?
Yeah.
So one thing that I like about Bowser is just able to grab. You know, grab and slam. The Bowser slam is like I like to call it. It's just what I've termed it. I think it's not, honestly, not a terrible play with how fast Cloud is. Try to throw him off. But looking into that, I still feel like we might end up playing Piranha Plant. It is a character we have played more throughout our time on NACE.
Yeah.
Because he's just that aware of his ability and his moveset.
I would agree with that, and I am excited to see who we choose. It has been a close matchup overall. I feel like I can't remember exactly how it went last time against Mizzou, but I think it was a tough battle. I feel like we've played a lot better so far this time around.
I'm actually very happy. I think our Ice Climbers set the tone, and then their Wii Fit trainer, oh my gosh, I don't know why I couldn't think of the last word, definitely played his way back into the team, and then that last match was just a pure battle. And so I think it's been very good on both sides so far tonight.
Yeah, so I am excited to see. Hopefully it's not the last one. Hopefully we can push Mizzou down to their last players, so then we at least have a little bit of intel on the next round as well, because that's one thing as well with Smash Bros. Is so this is round 1. It's the
best of 3 rounds.
Best of 3 rounds, and it is the 12 versus 12, which we've seen so far, and you have to swap out after your players lose all 3 of their stocks. And so it's one where if we're able to punch Mizzou down to their last player, then we at least have, I feel like, decent intel, because usually the way that it works is after that we do a quick reset, talk about strategy, and then we put another player back in first. And so it'll be interesting to see, okay, who is this last player or like the last character on their roster?
Yeah, so just another quick update on how it works. You can only play one person once with one character, and then you can't replay the same character with a different player.
Yeah.
And so knowing who they might play, who their last character is out of these 4, shows us, okay, these are 4 characters that we've seen them play, and we can then take and analyze that. They only have 5 players on their roster.
That is
so
true.
they only have 5 playable characters unless one of them mains another character as well, which is very uncommon in Smash.
It is.
And so getting to that 4th would be actually huge just from an analytical perspective to then predict who they might bring out next.
And once again, Piranha Plant coming out. Man, you are
I'm feeling
4
it
for
tonight.
4.
Oh my goodness. Anyways, looking into this matchup, it will be interesting just because Piranha Plant not super fast moving, but heavy hitting, using a lot of those spike balls. You can see right there just trying to interrupt, mess around with a lot of those combos that we've seen this Cloud player use effectively.
And so we are trying to, it looks like we've attempted to possibly do that, but one of the things with that smoke cloud is you actually don't take damage when you're in it as Piranha Plant, but you do deal damage to the other player, and it's one where it actually guards you and you can't be seen. And so I think what we are trying to do is use that long stem extension to really be able to hit him, but also stay in that cloud, so he had no idea exactly which way we were orienting, so he didn't know what attack we were doing.
Yeah, the one thing I will say that is unfortunate with Piranha Plant is because he's slow, Cloud is able to move really fast.
Oh, what a great attack there.
Long, what was it, long stem extension. That's what it's
Oh,
deemed.
but he's able to really knock us out with that one. So that is his down special there. And when he does that originally without his limit, that's what he does to charge. But when he has his limit, he does that, and it actually has one of the highest knockbacks of an attack. I don't know about in the game, but it is definitely Cloud's highest knockback.
It's a swirling motion, right?
It is, yes.
Yes. Okay.
And so it launched our Piranha Plant just enough to get him off the stage, and it's a close battle so far.
But as I was saying, the one thing that is very unfortunate with... Oh, did he break the shield? I think he broke the shield. With Piranha Plant is just because he's so slow and his recoverability is relatively slow as well. It does give Cloud a lot of time to charge that limit, which is why we've seen him already get his limit, I think, 6 times this matchup already.
Yeah, and he's just utilizing that time to really get to it. He just used an attack with the limit, but he already almost has it again.
He already has it. That's the one thing that I understand the appeal behind using a heavy hitter against Cloud. It makes a lot of sense. It is very unfortunate when you put in that perspective. Still, Piranha Plant getting a nice stock right there at 148%. If he can take one more, that would be very beneficial just to see that last Mizzou player.
Yeah, it is a hard-fought battle. If we were able to really control the momentum here, we might be able to actually still have 2 stocks going into this last battle. And so it's something
he has
that I am
been doing
hoping
pretty
for.
good on his combos so far, controlling that momentum, as you say. As soon as I speak, obviously, it doesn't turn out very well.
Oh, wow. What a spike there by Cloud.
Yeah, and he still saved his limit.
He did, and he just used that attack there. Not great for Piranha Plant. Up until this point, he's gotten a good amount of damage, but once again, I say something as well, and it goes the complete opposite direction, too.
And, man, Cloud hitting that. I actually don't know if he ended up hitting that. He's still close to his limit. We'll see if he does get that charge right here. He does. It could make the difference. Piranha Plant 53% right now. Cloud still at 116. That's only 1 hit away for Piranha Plant.
It is close. We just need to try to get it here, but unfortunately the Cloud able to take that one for Mizzou.
Yeah, it was unfortunate. I don't know if you noticed, we were standing right next to the Cloud, right? We took a hit. I think we blocked one with our shield, and we did a little bit of an up attack, trying to predict him to move around. Unfortunately, Cloud just stood there. The prediction didn't work out well, and we just got caught up right there, unfortunately, then getting KO'd.
Man, I feel like overall, though, that was a very great showing that first round. We may not have won, but we put up a good fight. I mean, Wii Fit Trainer definitely gave us a couple issues, but I feel like overall, out of all the characters that Mizzou played, that was really the only one that we kind of struggled with.
That's exactly what I was about to say. I mean, Ice Climbers took out their Wolf immediately. Not immediately. It was 3-1, but still, that's very good. I think if I am correct, the Wii Fit Trainer ended up taking 5 stocks, which it was 5 stocks, which is a lot to take out for one person.
It is.
So huge shout out to the Wii Fit Trainer. I think we just stuttered a bit, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
When we saw as Wii Fit Ice Climbers, they put up a really good fight, just unfortunately not able to get into that same rhythm that they had against the Wolf, and then turned around. We went with Yoshi, and Yoshi just wasn't able to get on the right foot from the get-go.
Yeah, and it's one as well where the play style of each individual character in Smash is vastly different. So the fact that our players are able to really turn around and actually get into like a combo and stuff with some of the other early characters is crazy. Because, I mean, Ice Climber is going from Wolf to Wii Fit Trainer is such a vastly different fight.
Okay, so real fast, I just saw it out of the corner of my eye. We did get to see the preview for the first matchup. It was Ice Climbers who were running it back with them first, and then I couldn't tell if it was Ike or Marth. I'm pretty sure it was Marth.
I believe it was Marth as well.
Okay.
I think I also
I saw it for like
it.
half a second. I was like, it was one of the two. So Marth, I think, is what we're going to just roll with off just a quick glance. And so what do you think about that matchup?
It's interesting. I think there's, I don't know, it sounded like our Ice Climbers player did seem excited about it, though. And so that's one thing that you like to see is the confidence from the player themselves.
I can understand him being a little excited. It's a close-range player. And you want to know one of Ice Climber's best moves?
Close range.
Close range. Well, I was saying their best move.
The mallet.
Well, I was talking freeze, and then you mallet.
So I wasn't wrong with the mallet.
No, it's the freeze because it's so you not only are you doing damage, but then you can charge up and hit with the mallet, do that much more damage. And so having a player that's supposed to get close immediately can be very beneficial for Ice Climbers here.
So right off the rip, we are going to get started with this round 2, and it looks like we were able to get some connection there. Marth did get that first damage, but Ice Climber is able to really control it, and it looks like we are able to get a good amount of chip damage early on.
Yeah, and especially for Marth, just looking at this matchup, if he can split up Popo and Nana, it would be very easy to do a lot of damage. But with just the melee attacks that he has, it would be a little difficult if Ice Climbers is staying together and playing smart. So that is very beneficial for this matchup as well.
That is true.
Man, I love the recoverability
it is very impressive
when they have both Popo and Nana.
And we just barely missed that mallet attack there when he was frozen. But so far, we've gotten a great amount of damage off, and we're just hoping to really knock him out pretty early on.
Yeah, so looking at percentage-wise, if our Ice Climbers right here can get him knocked out in the next 10%, then that's not bad for ISU going into the second stock.
That is true. But Marth able to get a good amount of damage here, and it looks like we do knock him off, though.
And we get to keep Nana. I was very worried about that for a second.
For that as well. And it looks like that was a very interesting attack there. Marth trying to get something going, not quite able to. We are able to recover with both of them, though. And hopefully we just kind of stay diligent with the damage percentage. We are pretty
almost
high up there.
Going. Does get the freeze. He does get out of it, though. He has had that happen a couple times so far where we almost get the freeze on him.
Ooh, he is able to get us there. I don't know if you saw that, but our Nana was actually still running around on the stage. So that's one thing that is very interesting is if you knock out Popo but not Nana, she is able to kind of still run around and do a little bit of chip damage.
She will respawn, though, at the...
Yes, and
Wow, what a combo from Marth.
Very quick stock taken by
Basically
Marth.
carried the Ice Climbers from the left side of the platform all the way to the right in a combo and immediately knocks them off. Very fast stock from Marth. Good play for Missouri right there.
And we do get him frozen, but unfortunately we're just above him. We do knock him off, though. So I will take that. Pretty much a clean slate for both teams here.
I mean, that was one thing that I will say about the Ice Climbers players. You notice that anytime that the Marth is getting out of that freeze that we use, he's jumping up. And so we sat above him and just got a nice little chip shot on him, and it was just enough to get him to go off and KO.
Once again, we are doing great damage so far. We really need to get this one, and it looks like we almost have it,
wow.
and we do.
What a combo.
Beautiful play by ISU.
I mean, they were at 50% for the last 15 seconds, if I'm correct, of that match.
True.
And so being able to, I mean, that was a dominant finish right there. You've got some momentum. You technically won the first match, if you would call it, in this round, because you could determine the past. Hold on, I want to watch this.
Yeah, that was a very great combo. Knocking him up and then really able to get that second hit with the mallet is honestly what took that. I saw us hit him with the mallet and get launched up. I was like, oh, dang it, we didn't get the combo, but then we were able to just barely jump up and boom, there we go. Now he's off the stage and we are up a stock.
Yeah, so if you break the match down into 4 players, right, fighting against each other, when one meets one, that's going to be the first match. We end up winning that and moving on. So that's both times so far, both rounds at least, that ISU has been able to go in with Ice Climbers and win that first match, which is very impressive. Who do you think they're going to try to bring out now?
So knowing who played last time for Mizzou, we have the Wii Fit trainer, which honestly I could see that being a great option because they gave us a lot of troubles early on, as well as we fought them with our Ice Climbers, if I remember correctly, and we did lose. And so I wouldn't be surprised if they brought out Wii Fit trainer.
I bet they're going to bring out somebody random.
Sithroth. Wow. You weren't wrong with
that.
My what a
goodness.
Random person to bring out, but honestly, kind of a valid choice.
They're playing all five players.
They are, and so you like to see it.
I wouldn't have been surprised if we end up pushing them to the 4th player in the last round. They would have brought out Sephiroth.
Yeah,
because I do recall playing Sephiroth against them last season. So it will be interesting to see Sephiroth. He's kind of all over with his with his moveset.
He is, yeah. And so it looks like right now we're kind of trying to just stay a little bit far away. He's got that really long sword, and so it's something we have to be wary of. And he also has that orb attack. I don't know if you saw that, but he put an orb on Popo and was able to like shoot at it and cause like a little bit of an explosion. And so that's also something that we really have to watch for as well. I'm not sure what that move was called, but it was very interesting to watch. And that's one where unfortunately I haven't played a lot with the DLC characters, so I don't know what all their moves are exactly.
Yeah, that is very unfortunate. A lot of the popular characters in competitive Smash is DLC, but it's just because their moveset's very useful. And so, I mean, Sephiroth, that long sword can make a difference. I don't know if you guys noticed, when he did do his down spike and it landed on that hanging platform, his sword stuck almost all the way to the main platform. That's how long it is.
Which is crazy. And it's one as well where I'm not fully sure. Unfortunately, he did separate us very well, and we couldn't recover because Nana wasn't close enough. But Sephiroth able to take that one.
I love
and
that
bring
end
it
screen, by the way.
Yeah,
talk about aura farming right there. Holy cow!
Is that? I'm trying to remember because I know we had. Was that Sephiroth last season as well, where he would do that every time, or was that no? That was. Oh, what's his?
I do not know what you're
talking
talking about.
What's his face? He's the one where he like grabs you and changes the screen like
that's
and, like,
Kazuya.
zooms in. Kazuya, that's who it is. That's who I was thinking who also aura farmed.
No, what was I gonna say? I completely lost my train of thought because of that conversation
welcome.
right there, by the way. I hope. Yes, I remember what it was. So even though we've talked about the recoverability from ice climbers and how it dramatically falls when we lose Nana, it also, even if we have Nana and they're just so far away, the recoverability is just completely gone because they use a grapple. So if you think about it in real life, they're grappling to each other. It can't be an infinite rope.
Yes.
And so it does make sense why the Kazuya, as soon as he saw that our Popo was off the side of the ledge, Nana was standing right next to him, get as heavy hitting of an attack as you can. Just try to send Nana launching, make a difference. I think that was very impressive for a quick play right there from Seth Roth.
So back to an even slate for this matchup. Who do you think ISU is going to bring out?
Oh, man, that's a really tough question. Who have we seen tonight? We've seen Yoshi. We've seen... Okay, wait, I'm just going to go through everyone. Bowser, Yoshi, DDD. That's what I was thinking. Pikachu, and I'm missing one more. Piranha Plant.
Yep.
Sephiroth, based off of his moveset, I wouldn't be surprised if we go with Yoshi.
Okay.
I think
like that.
Seth Roth, he's quite similar to Wii Fit Trainer if you think about it in a weird aspect. He's got some pretty good long-ranged attacks, and he's got some really nice melee. And so having someone like Yoshi who can just move around, still get some really good heavy-hitting combat or combos, and just heavy-hitting attacks in general might not be a bad play. But then again, what do I know? I'm just a commentator.
Exactly. I think I like your reasoning behind that, though. Yoshi has a lot of maneuverability, and Seth Roth has a lot of attacks where he's like a melee character, but he's a long-range melee character, just because of the fact that his sword is so long, and he also has a couple like random attacks as well, where I think if we have someone who has a lot of mobility, we really can kind of push them around.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing that I would say I don't think our Yoshi used a lot because of the Wii Fit Trainer and his movesets was, I can't remember what it is, but it's the Yoshi egg where he rolls around, and I feel like that does a lot of damage. And I think even if we did pull out Yoshi, we wouldn't be able to use that attack. So wow, Yoshi again. Holy cow, I'm on fire tonight. I was not expecting that. A lot of these combos and these matchups that we're using does actually restrict the amount of movesets that we have, and it can make a little bit of a disadvantage. But you can see right here, Yoshi just using his egg, trying to stay as far away, does get some nice chip damage on Sephiroth.
That's what we like to see early on, but Sephiroth with one attack able to really negate that immediately right off the rip. But we do get up close and able to get a pretty good amount of damage. Now we just have to once again kind of go back to that sniper strategy. Let's stay away up until he gets really close to attack, and then we might be able to get some pretty heavy hits with that as well.
And just remember, there's a lot of different mood changes, if that makes sense, and how the game swings in these matches. Right now, we see Yoshi playing very long range, trying to play that sniper, get a lot of chip shot, jump in, do some damage. We might not see anything like this when we're down 2 more stocks, or when both sides are down to 1 stock left. It's very different, and it's very interesting to see the difference in style of play depending on where people are.
That is true, and it is one where, like you're saying, we also might just, try to swap it up a little bit, play a little bit more melee, just because they weren't expecting that. We've been playing long range so far for quite a while that now if we were to swap it up all of a sudden, then they would be thrown away.
It is quite even percentage-wise, which is just showing you how close these teams are. Not only are we 9-9, both of them are about at the exact same percentage. Only a 12% difference right there, which is one move from both of these players.
That is true. And so far, it has just been a back and forth, almost, I wouldn't say stall match, but it's really just been a lot of chip damage here, chip damage there, and we're just waiting for
Do you remember what happens if we run out of time?
So if I remember correctly, the way that it works is it goes into a sudden death where you're set to 300%, and the stage itself is the screen is has like fire on the edges of it, so you take even more damage if you get knocked out by a small attack, and so it really forces you to play very close.
Oh, what
a
wow.
great play there by Mizzou.
I mean, not only was Yoshi, I like attacking, just trying to get him immediately off of that ledge. Not entirely ledge guarding because you're not just trying to protect the ledge, but standing right on top and making sure he doesn't get a chance.
Right
and
off
Yoshi
the rip,
gets the stock
Yoshi able
without
to
taking
get that.
damage.
Wow.
We're back to back at 0%, 2 stocks. This has been a back and forth match so far.
It has. We've done a very great job at controlling the momentum here. I mean, right now, they did take the first stock in this round, and it looks like their Sithroth is playing very well so far. But at the same time, we were able to get that next stock super quickly and really recover from that.
Yeah, I mean, 4 minutes left. I probably shouldn't have talked anything about the time because I was like, man, we're actually chewing out a lot of clock. But it's kind of seeming to go by a lot slower now. But Sephiroth been able to get a lot of these attacks. He's noticed Yoshi does stall a little bit after using his egg and is able to attack very fast immediately after. That's how he was able to get so much damage right there. We'll see if our Yoshi can try to shake things up, get 1 stock, hopefully 2 more to make this that much tighter of a match.
It was a close look there. Sephiroth able to get 2 of those orbs on Yoshi, and it looks like we are able to dodge the attack from that, which was very impressive. But he does get that side attack there, kind of making the damage even once again. Yoshi getting a good amount of chip damage with those eggs, trying to go for an attack where we eat him.
Oh my goodness, that was really good melee attacks right there by Yoshi, just really pushing him back all the way off the platform. Very impressive, getting some nice damage on him. Sephiroth up to 65%. He still does attack back. Yoshi now at 53%. We have 2 minutes, 50 seconds. Yoshi 1 stock left, trying to get a couple more off Sephiroth.
Has been very close on both ends. As long as our Yoshi is able to really clutch up here, I think we have a chance at possibly bringing it to the last stock. But so far, our Sephiroth really doing a great job at controlling.
Yeah, being able to use that sword with such a long range can make a major difference, and it has so far. You can see Yoshi barely was reaching the edge of his sword when he was coming back down from that aerial attack, and unfortunately just was caught by it. It's now 103%.
Oh, we do get a grab there with him. Are we able to knock him off fully? Not quite. As long as we can get a decent little combo going, I think we could at least get this last 1 more stock off, and I would be happy.
Yeah, Yoshi just trying to get close. Those egg attacks we see him use a lot doesn't do enough damage to knock him, so he's trying to get 1 melee attack to knock him. Oh, just unfortunately on the wrong side of the platform for that to work.
Both players very low, but unfortunately Sephiroth able to get a great attack there right at the end, and once again he shows off that
he walks away into the fire. Aura farming again.
Wow, what a win screen for Sephiroth.
Yeah, he didn't do that last time too. He just stared at us.
That's true. Yeah, he's changing it up on us too, making us.
I mean, to be honest, he changed up his play as well. He definitely matched Yoshi's style of play. I don't know if you guys noticed. I was talking about at the beginning of the game. Yoshi was very sniper friendly, trying to stay back, go and get a couple hits as soon as possible, and then back off. But he didn't end up doing that towards the middle of the game. He was a lot more aggressive, and Sephiroth just fought back. He was using a lot more of I can't remember the orb attack. I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't
where he was. Yoshi was able to dodge that multiple times. Yes. Props to that, because that is very hard to dodge, and so very impressive. But if you notice, that is one of the things I think that is so interesting about Smash. Just the fact that you only have 3 stocks. It's like not even 5 minutes for most of these games. Okay, it's a little longer than 5 minutes. But how much the style of gameplay changes is very impressive.
It is. Yeah, and so the adaptability of every single player that plays this is honestly very impressive, because I know in games like like Rocket League or like Valorant and stuff, there's obviously things you can do. Like you can go for like Valorant, you can go from site A to site B to like switch things up. But I feel like, again, there's not like a whole lot that you can like swap up in like respect to that, I guess. I mean, granted,
I am going to
play.
completely disagree with that statement.
See,
But
I
that's a
haven't
different
played Valorant,
argument.
though, so
You can change your gun. You can change your
Okay,
tactics
yeah.
with your team. You can change the entire layout of your team.
I guess that's fair.
Different maps can change. We're getting off topic. I completely 100% disagree with that statement. But
My bad.
I still think it is very impressive because Valorant takes a lot of time. This is 5 minutes, 7 minutes, and it's nonstop the entire time. It's quite like Rocket League.
That's true. There's a lot of just go, go, go and smash. There's usually no, like, okay. I mean, granted, now we have, like, these short breaks in between where the players are talking. But when you're actually in the battle, there's not, a period where it's like, okay, we have, like in Valorant, we have a bye period so we can take a little bit of time to be able to discuss strategy and stuff of, like, what we're going into here. We can do that and Smash and, like, discuss it. But
when you're
in the
game
heat of the battle, there is no stop. It's just all go, go, go.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a lot of basing your movements on the opponent's movements. And so a lot of these back and forth moments where it's like, okay, I'm going to play very sniper, so they're going to play very sniper. But then as soon as someone does melee, they're both playing melee. It's very interesting to see. In Rocket League, you can be very aggressive and you can get beat out, right? You can just have an open goal because you overcommitted. Or you can play very defensive heavy and just hopefully you get a turnover.
Yeah.
This one, it's a lot based off of your opponent as well.
Yeah, and I guess that's something that I was attempting to go for before you completely shot me down on what I was trying to say.
You said that, oh my goodness. With what you said, I was like, that is a terrible argument.
I am sorry. I've never played.
There are different kinds of ways to change it up, but your example, I was like,
well,
what?
You have to realize I put maybe 3 hours in Valorant at most.
Then why would you use Valorant as an example?
Well, I don't know. I was like, I've watched the streams. I've seen how it like works.
We
I feel
know
like
Sephiroth,
just in general.
right? We're down by 2 stocks.
Yes.
Who are we pulling?
That's tough, but I kind of want to say our Pikachu. I feel like that wouldn't be a terrible one. He's somewhat similar to Yoshi, but I feel like at least we would be able to control it a little bit more. But that's at least kind of what I'm thinking. Do you have someone else in mind? Or
I am not mad if we pulled out Pikachu.
Okay.
From a strategy standpoint,
yeah,
I'd save him for last.
I also actually could see that
Or,
as well.
Depending on how this match goes, if we don't play Pikachu, let someone else take it.
That's true. Yeah.
So that's what I would go for. I'd ask anyone right now, who do you think you can beat him? And whoever says yes, I'd go with that.
Yeah, I think that's probably the way to go. And so we just have to feel confident. We have to know like who's feeling ready, and it looks like Piranha Plant is the one that is willing to take this challenge.
Yeah, I'm not mad with this play at all. I like the idea of right now saving Pikachu for last. He had a very hot start, unfortunately cooled off last round, and so just try to ride that wave for that last player. Depending on how this goes, I also wouldn't be mad if ISU just decides to play whoever they want, whoever feels like playing at that time. But we'll see how Piranha Plant goes. All they need to get is 2 stocks, force Missouri to get into their 3rd player, and it could be a whole different game at that point.
Yeah, and so far it's been a pretty even damage percentage-wise matchup. I think our Piranha Plant, he was hoping for that and almost got the long stem. That was really close. I was hoping we'd be able to get it, but I don't think we were able to angle down just enough for that. We almost get him with that spike ball. We just barely a little too low, though.
Okay, this might be weird. I love watching the spike ball, how close he gets. He's almost on him every time, and half the time he does actually end up hitting that spike ball. It's just during invincibility frames.
Is already off the stage with that.
He did get Sephiroth to 106%, though. That's not terrible looking at it. You did lose your stock, but you got him very high, and as long as you can take advantage of that in these next without taking too much percentage. I probably shouldn't
Wow,
be speaking because
looks like
holy cow,
immediately-
Sephiroth popping off.
Wow, that was very impressive. Whoa, that's something I didn't realize he could do. So I guess it makes sense that the spike ball has a hitbox, but I didn't realize that you could actually hit it out of like the airstream or whatever.
Oh my goodness,
Wow.
Sephiroth. That's
What?
impressive.
What a play there. That was very impressive to watch. He countered the attack
Mid-air.
Since Piranha Plant's recovery or up special actually does damage, he was able to use that and counter it. And so that was a very well drawn out play by MSU.
And I mean, to just put this out, Sephiroth, he's almost taken 5 stocks at this point. He has
Wow, we got that
impressive
spike
with the spike ball.
Spike ball, that was impressive. I wasn't exactly expecting that one, but that was very well played.
We won't say no.
Exactly. I am not mad about that. We do get him with the
Oh
long
my
stem.
goodness, almost got
We're-
the long
Oh,
stem.
we do
And
get
he
him
does-
off that.
Holy
Wow,
cow.
we did just enough to hit him off. What a great play by Piranha Plant, able to keep ISU alive.
I mean, impressive.
Yeah, not only are we going to be able to watch that, we get both sides of this as well. So we get the spike with the spike ball, which, first of all, was very impressive. But not only that, we get to see this. We were able to get
Hit
him just off enough that he wasn't able to recover.
Oh,
wow.
my goodness. I mean,
What
back
a
to
play.
back, if you want to talk about a swing right there,
Yeah.
I mean, that could be it. That could be exactly what ISU needs to get the momentum rolling.
That is true. We are down 4-6. It's close, but that was a huge momentum swing from our Piranha Plant, being able to force that. And I am excited to see him play once again, riding that high, hopefully able to get another couple stocks off on Mizzou.
Okay, we have Wolf and we have We Fit Trainer.
Mm-hmm.
And we one more.
They have, yeah, that's true. They have Wolf,
Who
We
did
Fit Trainer.
Wolf, We Fit Trainer. Who's the third one that they played?
They-
Cloud.
Cloud,
Okay.
yes.
Who are they bringing out?
That's tough because Piranha Plant, he's kind of slow, but he hits heavy. So I feel like someone with mobility could be good and a little bit of long range. So I wouldn't be terribly surprised if they brought out their Wii Fit trainer.
I'm going to go against you.
Wow,
They're bringing out
again, yeah.
Cloud.
They're bringing out Cloud?
Think about
Okay.
this. He 3-1, if I'm correct, Piranha Plant.
That's true.
And
That's
like
true.
we were talking about, Cloud is very good at using his charge. And that's the one thing that
That's
Piranha
true.
Plant was very bad. Now you also need to look at it. Who might we play next? Which they
That's
might
true.
assume might be Pikachu, right? Who do you think might be able to take up both in one? So that's where you
that
could
is
go
tough,
in and
yeah.
say this is going to be. They might play Wii Fit Trainer, but I'm going to go with Cloud on this.
And you were right. I mean,
Oh my
I did,
goodness!
honestly, if I'm being completely honest, I did forget that matchup between our Piranha Plant and Cloud, mostly just because I think it was over so quickly that it was one where I forgot how well they were able to really play off of how slow Piranha Plant is. And
I love that Piranha Plant emote. Just so you guys, I don't know if we mentioned this stream, but just as a quick reminder, when you are playing against somebody who has already lost stock, once everyone is down to the correct amount of stocks, you must both emote in order to then start the match.
And
Oh my goodness, Piranha Plant. Really good combo right there. He's doing a lot of damage
He
to
is.
this
We
Cloud.
have to be
Staying
careful.
away too. Cloud,
Wow.
123.
almost having him off there. And we
And
get him with
oh,
the
no
one
way.
step. He's
Cloud
still
is
alive.
still alive.
We're trying to get him with that
is
spike
so
ball.
impressive.
Wow. Do we have him? Yes, we
And
do.
they do.
Wow, what a play
Piranha
there.
Plant, 54%. That is a huge swing right there. It's 5-4 in favor of Missouri. Piranha Plant just needs to make sure to not get stuck in these combos. That's exactly what he did in that last, taking that last stock off of Cloud, who was able to remain out of those combos and really just keep him on his toes and in the air.
Yeah, we really need to be able to play this at our best here. We are at a very high percentage. We need to be careful, but we have done a good amount of chip damage, and now we unfortunately get caught.
He's
in that.
still
We're
alive.
still alive, though.
Oh
we
my
might be
goodness.
able to.
Cloud already halfway on his limit right there, which is, oh man, very impressive.
Yeah, and it looks like, unfortunately, that does do it for Piranha Plant. But we did get a stock off. I felt like that was a pretty huge play. Our last player for ISU is going to have to really go after it. But here it was that long stem extension.
Almost gets
got him. Just barely not enough, but we are able to get that grab, and there we go. What a great play.
Man, I am thoroughly impressed.
Yeah.
I mean, that was one thing that I guess I must have slipped my mind, or I wasn't paying attention. For Cloud to charge, he needs to remain on the ground, if I am correct, and just standing still for him to charge his limit.
Yeah.
You keep him in the air, he ain't going to be able to do that.
That's true.
He's got relatively good mobility, all of his attacks, besides, I can't remember what it's called, where he uses his sword to shoot the wave. I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah.
Besides that, are all melee. If you can just keep him up in the air using your spike ball or anything that Piranha Plant has, mainly it's a spike ball and the long stem strike, he's not going to be able to do anything to you. And that's exactly what we did to take a lot of that damage off, and then we're able to get one combo edge guarding, and I was able to put him away.
Man, what a great play. I love to see it for ISU, and it keeps us in contention. We're only 2 stocks down. If we're able to quickly get the stock off on Cloud here with our last player, I feel like we have a chance of bringing this to a round 3.
I mean, if whoever we decide to play can take both the Cloud stocks, only losing one, that's a win right there. Because it's a 3-2 stock difference, and that's a winnable matchup any day.
Exactly.
So, especially going into this, we have some momentum right now. It's cooled down a little, but I still think inside everyone's kind of like, okay, yeah, we're playing a team that is 3-0 right now, a team that beat who we lost to last week, and we are neck and neck with them right now.
Yeah.
Like, that is very impressive, and I think the entire team right now in front of us, just talking and discussing, they're all energized right now. I think everyone's excited. We might be able to make a nice push right here.
And that's exactly what I'm hoping to see. We are going to bring out the last player. Man, it has been a night for ISU.
I mean, you want to hear what could be my final prediction?
Oh, boy. Let's hear it.
It's Pikachu. I think we bring out
Yeah.
Pikachu. I mean, we asked, we just need to get one stock off him quickly. You know who's able to do that? Pikachu. The one time that we had to. You got to get 2 stocks off quickly. Can he do it? I believe
so.
he can.
I think so as well. I would not be surprised. The new face on the team definitely has excelled under the pressure, and I would love to see him come back as our last player in this possibly final round.
Speaking strategically, we have Ice Climbers and Pikachu. They're both really good. I am never mad if we decide to have one of them start and one of them finish.
Yes.
I think it's never a bad idea. We are going into the match now, and we do get to see Pikachu.
We do. Man, we are bringing the energy tonight. I'm excited to see it. So we did get that stock off on their Cloud. So now they're emoting, and it's off to the races, and immediately Pikachu hitting a combo.
Yeah, so if you do remember, in that first, I think it was the third matchup we had, maybe I think it was the third matchup, the Pikachu did end up going against the Cloud, and honestly, the Cloud definitely ended up owning that series, being able to take off all 3 of Pikachu's, only losing 1. He got off to a very fast start. Pikachu kind of retaliating a little bit, got off to a very quick start. Since then, he's tried to play a little bit farther back, do a lot of damage from far away, and every once in a while run in right there, doing a bit more damage. We'll see how the rest of the match plays out if this kind of style keeps up as well.
And so far, it has been very close damage percentage-wise. We've done a decent job at stalling. We almost got our shield broken there, and that's one thing that we haven't seen in any of the matches, but it is a thing to keep in mind is the shield that you have has like a damage percentage, and so if you break the shield completely while your character is still supposed to be shielding, they actually get stunned. And so it came really close there,
that
but
was a good
their
move
Cloud
right
able
there
to
by
get
Cloud.
a great sweep there, really push up our Pikachu out, and unfortunately take a stock, and he is getting caught up in another little combo here.
Going back to talking about the shield, when you have a higher percentage, do you get stunned for longer, or is it by the amount of damage that wasn't blocked?
So that's one thing that I'm not fully sure of, but I know usually what happens in Smash is the higher your damage percentage is, whenever a stun attack happens, the longer it takes for you to get out of that stun. And so it's one where I believe that if you're at like 100%, it would be almost impossible to get out of before someone was able to really take advantage of that.
Right now, going a little bit back and forth, Cloud almost getting KO'd off the screen. Unfortunately, not able to. Pikachu getting caught once again. He's back at his limit. He did miss it just before. We'll see if he's going to be able to actually hit his limit right here. Pikachu just trying to stay back, stay wary, get a couple more chip damage.
And it looks like
doesn't
we almost
get the
punch
KO
him
though.
off there. But we did wait long enough. That's one thing that is very interesting about Cloud. He almost got us there, but Pikachu able to get that, bringing it down to a 2-1. And we really need to be able to just stay wary of that. It is. We got another combo going. I'd like to see it.
Almost had him
just
right
barely.
there.
We're a little bit too low on that one, though.
I mean, that is... Oh, man, I almost thought that Pikachu was probably out of it right there. The one thing that is very unfortunate, Pikachu being able to rotate all the way around the underneath of the arena, unfortunately, it does take a lot of time, and that allows for Cloud to completely, almost completely recharge his limit. And so that made the difference right there. Using that limit, he was then able to hit that last strike, get a nice KO. It is now 1 stock to 1 stock, relatively close on percentage as well.
It is, man. It has been a back and forth battle for both of these players. Pikachu almost able to get him there. If we could get one more good combo, I think that could bring us to the last player of Mizzou, and I would love to see that.
I am quite surprised. There's been a couple opportunities that I haven't really seen Pikachu use his Thunder attack as much as he could have been able to. But in the spur of the moment, it is very hard to make these decisions. You're often predicting what your opponent will do. So I probably shouldn't be critiquing it that much.
That's true. It is one as well where I feel like I'm not sure how long it takes, but I feel like the recovery that Pikachu has to do to be able to use that Thunder and like be in a position to control again is quite a lot. And so I think the only times I've really seen him use the Thunder is when we're ledge guarding and we get just below them so they can't attack us, but also we can hit them with the Thunder and hopefully keep them off the side of the map.
Once again, he's already... Okay, he used his limit. Cloud, that is huge. Pikachu, 137%. Very close to being KO-able.
It was
and
close.
He is.
I was hoping to be able to get out of that one, but just barely. Cloud does get that one, giving Mizzou the win.
I still think it was a very close match. Both times we did end up only getting them to 4.
Yes.
But I feel like we did make good pushes and very good strides compared to last season, where, if I'm correct, we got swept in a couple of those, in a couple of matchups. And so being able to then turn around next season, push them to 4 stocks, both games, is very impressive in my opinion.
And it was. And so that was a lot of fun to watch. And unfortunately, we don't come away with the win. But at the same time, I feel like just the knowledge of being able to play against some of these players is what we need. And I love to see the fact that our team is, I feel like at least looking out at our team right now, because as we mentioned, they're sitting right in front of us, it seems like they're not taking it too hard. They're taking it more as a learning opportunity, and I love to see that.
And I do enjoy their being very critical, if that makes sense. They're pointing out flaws in a mismatch or certain ways that someone could have improved.
Yes.
but not doing it in a very aggressive way.
Yes.
And so that is one thing that I have come to enjoy a lot when watching their matches is, I mean, entirely in the esports specifically as well, within our esports culture that we've created. It's been very, very nice to watch because every team does that. But one of the nice things is, they're right in front of us, so we get to see it a lot more clearly. And so they're sitting here and they're all discussing and they're all talking. And you can see we've seen the improvement already from this. And so it's very awesome to watch that happen live.
It is as well. And this being only our second NACE season with Smash, it's honestly impressive to see some of the numbers that we're putting up, and especially the strides that we've made from last season to this season. I'm excited to see what our future looks like.
Well, that is it from us tonight. And, very unfortunate way to go about it, but still, we're looking brighter into the future.
Exactly.
But that's it for us tonight. There's nothing else left this week, but we will be back on Monday with Overwatch at 6:30. Tuesday will be Rocket League at 6:30, as long as none of the times have been changed.
That's true.
6:30 for Valorant on Wednesday, and I'm not sure if we could have gotten the reschedule. I'm not sure if it's confirmed yet. Keep updated on our socials.
Yep. Idaho State Esports for Instagram. And then, that's probably the biggest way to keep updated on that is we will send out a reminder on our story and say, hey, we're starting stream soon. You could join us, and that's the best way. Or you could follow. Drop a follow. You'll get notified when we go live.
Follow the Twitch.
Exactly.
I feel like we do not promote that enough. Oh my
we
goodness.
don't. But yeah, so if you would drop a follow, if you are interested in any of the games to stay updated, we would really appreciate it.
But as long as it's rescheduled, we will have another Smash Bros. Match on Thursday of next week at 6:30.
That is correct. So, other than that, I think that's about all we have from our end. I'm Superfox.
I'm Scooter.
And we'll see you guys later. Have a good one.